Welcome to your weekend focus for November the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving support that you give me each and every day. And Peanut is slowly on the bench, so I don't want to leave Peanut out because I know a lot of you have him in your prayers, and I thank you for that. He's still not walking all that much, but we've got him eating now, so he'll sit up and try and be a part of the family again, which is a good thing. It's a step in the right direction. So let's see what the energy is going to be for us this weekend. Look who's back, the Five of Cups. We can't get away from that energy, can we? The Page of Wands. And the Knight of Cups. Now the Knight of Cups was in Thursdays as the first position. Now it's in the last position. So it's still a very strong energy in our life. And let's pick an angel card. "22, wisdom." What a spiritual number that is for us, 22. So that is about our foundations, our security. So, I mean, that's a strong card with the new moon, or the full moon coming in to Taurus on Monday, right? We are moving towards wanting to feel that safety, that comfort zone, that stability, and bringing in that stability. And so the wisdom card is with us, so we can tap into our wisdom on how to bring that security into our lives, and where we are holding on to securities that actually pull us down. Because a full moon is about release, it's about healing, it's about closure, it's about endings. So where are we using our wisdom? Because in order to move forward into new paths and new ways of thinking, we have to close the door on old ways of thinking, old patterns of thought. So we can really tap into our wisdom with, and I think the moon moves in on the Sunday. So throughout Sunday and into Monday for the full moon, we are going to probably have a lot of experiences. And it could be just in our thoughts, but experiences nonetheless in how to bring in security, what we truly value, stability, comfort, security. So we start though with the Five of Cups. Yeah, you know, all I hear is stop fearing the unknown. Stop trying to look into your crystal ball and imagining what is coming your way, what you are stepping into. Because there's a fear there, and it is a fear that you have created in your mind. And if you analyze that fear, I think you will see that your fear is based on, it could be on your past, it could be in through your childhood. It could be just not knowing. It could be just not wanting change in your life. It could be just wanting to feel that sense of security. And allowing the fear of pushing through, of stepping into the unknown, of starting that new challenge, that new dream, that goal, that vision, that relationship. That it'll make you stand up proud and strong. I keep hearing the fear is not real, the fear is not real, the fear is not real. That's what I'm hearing over and over again. But yet we sit here with our shattered and broken dreams in front of us, holding our last two goblets. And saying, okay, I'm staying here. Because at least I know I know it may not be safe. It may not give me the security or love I want in my life. But I know what I can expect. Because I don't know what to expect going forward. And I'm telling you, you got the Page of Wands right here, right next to it, saying, oh, this is a time to expand your mind, your dreams, your potentials. This is the time where you think outside the box and get that aha moment, that epiphany. Now remember, with the page, we're young here. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to have to bring in clarity and new understandings in order to go forward. We may fall on our face a few times, but we will get back up. But it's got to be something that's attached to your passions, your dreams, your desires, love, kindness, compassion. Okay, with the Knight of Cups, I mean, well, in a love reading, I always symbolize the Knight of Cups as your knight in shining armor. Love appearing out of nowhere. But in a general reading, you would have to look at the broader picture, so you have to include your passions, your dreams, your desires, what you love. Do you love yourself? Are you willing to stand up strong, and attempt to fill those goblets? Because the ideas should be just flowing through you this weekend. How to move forward, how to better a relationship, how to meet that goal, that obligation. So this is definitely forward movement cards if we choose to, because they're all minor cards here, which means it's a lot to do with our free will. Where are we putting the focus? Are we putting the focus on our shattered dreams? Are they truly shattered, or are we just allowing them to lay there? Are we trying to move forward in some way? Are we trying to stand up strong? Are we determined? Are we passionate enough? That's the Knight of Cups. It's attaching to your passion. She sits there and she's definitely looking outside at her world outside and allowing it to affect her in going forward. Feeding into a fear. It's like you want to do something. I'm trying to think of an example here, and it's something on the outside of you. Maybe it's the drama of others. Maybe it's the gossip at the water cooler. Maybe it is something you've overheard. Maybe it's the headlines in the paper. Maybe it's the things that you're seeing on Facebook, which makes you fearful, which makes you feel like you can't go forward, that you can't be strong, but she's not looking inwardly. She's not seeing her own empowerment. She's not seeing her own strength. And so we do have to turn it inwardly with the Page of Wands. It's very much about turning it inwardly, tapping into our higher wisdom, right? Our higher wisdom. Growing and expanding our dreams, our desires, our plans, and our relationships. Let's see what our angels have to say. this weekend to us. So I think it's a strong weekend, but it's a strong weekend for us if we look inwardly, not outwardly. Do not play into other people's dramas. Do not let, don't lose your focus on your path forward right now. Your passions, your dreams, your desires. That's where you should be putting your energy. And I don't think that's where the energy is really going to allow us. It's almost like the energy is still trying to pull us down or keep us out of focus to what we really should be focusing on. And I think with the full moon, I think we will walk into the energy. Maybe as the weekend goes by, maybe towards, maybe Monday and Tuesday would be the stronger days for that. We'll see. We'll see when we get to those readings, won't we? The Knight of Michael. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion and sudden changes. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. So yes, we are tapping into our mind. We are tapping into our thoughts. And maybe that's why the Knight of Cups follows. And maybe we allow the emotion to pull us down, whereas if we applied our logic, we could see clearer the path forward and what we need to focus on and pay attention to. Sudden changes. So, we're kind of in a little bit of a fixed energy. We're moving into a fixed energy. So this is a time to really allow yourself to go with the flow, to stay in the moment, to see where you pop out at the end of it all. Instead of fighting it, instead of pushing against the energy. The Knight of Raphael. So we got two knights here. Committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. So it is all about our passions, our dreams, our desires, the things that make your heart flutter, the things that make you smile from an inward thought. Committed romantic relationships. I really got the relationships with the Knight of Cups. Being swept off your feet, knight in shining armor. Situations or topics that make your heart flutter. Situations or topics. And so gravitate towards those kind of things, those feel-good kind of things, the things that you're focused on. It's your passion, it's a dream, it's a desire. You want more knowledge. You want to be with more like-minded people. Strength. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. And I think we really need that self-confidence this weekend and really understand the beauty of who we are, of what we can do, of what we can create. Know our strength, know our empowerment, tap into it. Strength and grace through kindness. Okay, she has that line. She's not whipping it. She's not holding a chair to it. She's not beating it into submission. She's not yelling at it or threatening it in some way to make it submissive. She's through love, through compassion. That's where she gets the true buy-in from the lion. Because there's a sense of trust. There's a sense of friendship. There's a sense of family. So definitely we need to understand that we are so empowered that we don't have to use brute force. We don't have to use unkind words or slander in some way in order to get people to listen to us, to come together with us, to help somebody. Yeah, what was the thing I read the other day? If you've taken the time out of your life to help somebody in some way, you are a hero. Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest, review your progress and make plans for the next endeavor. So yes, very much with the full moon coming up, review your progress. And then see where, remember we had the world card, I think it was on Thursday, it could have been on Wednesday, I think it was on Thursday as well, though the world card showed up for us, telling us that there are some loose ends that we need to tidy up, but we are ready to go to the next level of our journey. The new path awaits us. You have invested wisely, so don't worry if you're not seeing everything come together like you imagined it should. There's a reason for it. Just keep the determination. Have patience. The door will open when it's ready to open for you. It's divine timing. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing ahead towards that dream, that path, that joy, that love in your life. One more. The sun. Life is wonderful, thriving through power of positive thinking and inspiring success. And that is exactly what you all are, an inspiring success. Life is wonderful. And that has been the theme for the last, well, strongly for a week. To see the happiness, the joy, the giggles, the laughter in the small things around us. To be grateful, to appreciate just how wonderful life is. Thrive through the power of positive thinking. You know what? We let negativity slip in. This is what we're going to do. We need to be strong. We need to stay empowered. We need to keep our focus in the positive of where we are going, what we are creating, who we are becoming. And I just, I caught it, so I'm going to say it because somebody needs to hear this. It's the number 19. So 19 brings in love, brings in romance, brings in strong commitments, brings in strong relationships. So I would have to say, get out there and socialize with purpose, to shake hands, to start conversations, to meet people, because you're going to meet somebody who's going to take you forward. See what our wise animals have to say. So we are really going to be able to tap into our wisdom towards especially the end of the weekend. And that wisdom, look at the firepower there. We're going to be able to see how we can go forward. We're going to be able to see what we really need to leave behind. And it may be, since it's wisdom, and we had, what was it, the Page of Wands? He's buried alive now, but I think it was the Page of Wands, telling us to tap into our thoughts, our logic, and expand our dreams, expand our path. Look at a different route if the route you're taking just isn't coming together. Consider your options, but for your progress forward. Don't get involved with other people's drama. Don't let your energy go in that direction. Stay positive. And we have deep rest. A little mouse in a hammock there. He's one of my favorite cards just because he's so cute. He hasn't been around for a little while, though, has he? Lazy, sleep, rest, and meditate. Can we see that? There's kind of a glare on it, isn't there? Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass, under the trees, on a summer day, listening to the murmur of water, or watching the clouds float across the sky, is by no means a waste of time. Mouse says it's time for you to make time for laziness. You don't have to be constantly on the go, after all. That is how you become run down. Spend a little time each day or week doing something that you enjoy that is completely frivolous and fun. It could be just an afternoon laying on the hammock, reading a book, watching your favorite old movie, or playing with the kids. This is not a time to begin anything new, and it rarely is when it's a full moon. You shouldn't ever start something new. It is time for restoring your spirit. Sometimes rest doesn't necessarily have to be sleeping, but just quieting your mind. Take some time grounding yourself by taking a yoga class, gardening, fishing, or spending time in nature. Spend at least 10 minutes a day meditating and just being in the moment. You don't have to physically be at your happy place to go to your happy place. It can simply be within your mind. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. So, that really goes with the thought, right? We can't possibly tap into our thoughts, tap into our higher wisdom if we are running from point A to point B and trying to meet our obligations and trying to get everything done and busying ourselves day in and day out. We need to have that time, that downtime when it's just ourselves and maybe just a couple of deep breaths. Quiet your mind. And it really doesn't quiet, by the way, so don't worry, your thoughts will come in. It will invade. Your mind never stops. But then when that happens, pay attention to what is popping in and turn it into a positive. Because usually the mind will go to the negative things and it'll bring the negative things out. So turn it into the positive. It's your thoughts. You can direct it any way you want. You can recreate something that was a total failure and in your mind see the success. And trust me, your mind doesn't know if you're telling it the truth or not. So it will take it at face value. And where you thought you were unsuccessful before, now you will see how you were successful, how you gained wisdom, how you know the right route forward now. So it's your thoughts. You can create that thought into anything you want. You don't have to play it out verbatim of how you remember it. Or you can just bring your mind back to your breathing again, just to quiet yourself. Do something you love. Enjoy you, your passions, your desires, your dreams. All the cards are saying that. Don't worry about what's going on so much in, the drama of, parents and children and at work and in the community and the neighborhood and the world at large. Focus on you, your path forward. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.